Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Now, I want to talk about this particular case from a common sense type of point of view, okay? Now, the marriage is over. He's heading out the door, and she went through his phone and saw that he was talking to a woman. Now, even before the marriage was over, okay, let's not talk about the kids and that kind of stuff. You know, you have to pay a mortgage and that kind of stuff. Let's talk about even getting married. The marriage is over. Okay, you're marrying to get divorced. I mean, and most people who can support themselves would. Some people stay because they are afraid of themselves. They're afraid of being by themselves. They're just afraid. They cannot love themselves enough to go on their own, even though they can afford to support themselves. But a lot of women, when they can support themselves, they're gone. But anyhow, let's get back to this one. So the marriage is over, and she goes through his phone, and they ask, jealous? They already admitted, she's 40 years old by that time. They already admitted the marriage was done. He was heading out the door. Okay? So why behave in a way that she behaved? Because if he's heading out the door, she may not even have wanted him. If you know that someone doesn't want you, how do you want someone who doesn't want you? And he even said that she had already came to the conclusion that it was done. She already came to that conclusion. So because she saw something on the phone, she was triggered. The marriage was over before you walked down the aisles. Okay, whatever was happening during the marriage was happening even before you got married. Okay, when you were dating, it was happening throughout. And for women to think, for a woman to think that they can domesticate a guy to the point that his mind turns off. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. You cannot domesticate someone to the point where they stop thinking, they stop seeing, they stop feeling, they stop tasting, they stop hearing. You can't. You cannot cook enough. You cannot give enough S. You cannot have enough money. There's nothing you can do to domesticate someone into oblivion. Okay? And with the male species, it's an impossibility. Okay? You're going to have to realize that opposites do not attract. And I find it hard to see why she did what she did by cutting him. She cut him. Why even have yourself in this predicament right now that we are reading about you? Okay, we are reading about you. Okay, it didn't need to get there. It didn't need to go there. So they don't say attempted murder in Barbados is something that they don't say. And I guess if it's just his finger that was hurt, I don't know if that's what they're thinking. But she's saying she didn't do nothing. And his explanation, for me, it lacks, because he was too calm during the whole thing. He was like, what stupidness you doing, and blah blah blah. Somebody's gonna slap you in your face with a K, and you're gonna say what stupidness you doing. Nah, you no RH ain't come out your mouth, no C ain't come out your mouth, no B didn't come out your mouth, nothing like that. Nah, so his explanation is kind of tame. And he's trying, he in the court system is trying to act like a nice guy. He's like the nice guy. But there's more to this than meets the eye. Common sense approach. And I'm just coming to you from a common sense, approach to this. But if what he has accused her of is true, she made a mistake. And when she gets out of this, she needs to practice loving herself. She needs to practice supporting herself, and she needs not to run into another relationship. She needs not to do. You need to stay, Miss Mitchell. I don't know if you're still calling yourself that because you're divorced, but stay to yourself for as long as possible to figure out that anger thing you got there, and the, you kind of trying to control the situation by doing what you did. You cannot domesticate a guy into not thinking. It is an impossibility. You cannot domesticate them to that point. You domesticated him enough for him to walk down the aisles. You should give yourself some credit for that. Give yourself some credit that you got him to that point. Other than that, it's over. It's done. It's an exercise in futility. Some people like it. Some people like that kind of realm and they stay in it. But that's what it is, an exercise in futility. You're not going to win. You cannot turn off their mind, and their mind is not your mind. Opposites do not attract. This is Sherry Veronica.